obviously good to be 2-0 and start a little faster. Thought it was just really good job all around, especially by our defense. We stopped the run really well in the first half, and the 3 turnovers, obviously scoring on one always helps. And then thought after that first drive, the offense got going, especially in that first quarter, and we did a nice job of kind of taking control of the game early and then finding a way to finish.
What was it that you saw in Brashard Smith that made you think he would be such a good fit at running back, and what has it been like to see what he's done in these first 2 games?
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth, which means I need to, right? I don't need to lie to you. But so we were familiar with him. I mean, going all the way back to when we first got to Miami, he was at Palmetto High School, and he was a big-time recruit that at the time was going to Florida. So we started recruiting him. He ended up staying home and going to Miami. And at the time, we were recruiting him to be a slot. You know, he predominantly played slot in high school. It was really good. He ended up having to play quarterback in high school his senior year because their quarterback got hurt. But he was a slot receiver, so he came in to do that. In our first year, we had 2 older guys, you know, at the time, Mike Harley and then Xavier Restrepo, who's their senior now. So he wasn't going to play as a freshman, but we saw how explosive and talented he was. So we got him in some games and got him some touches and some at running back and all different ways. And so you could kind of see the natural running ability he had then. He's just good with the ball in his hands, you know. And then, of course, over the last 2 years, they played him a lot at slot, but even last year a couple times, not only at kick return, he had some nice runs. And the honest part I was going to get to is I was watching the Kansas City Chiefs play middle of the year last year, and Isaiah Pacheco was running, and I said, that's Brashard Smith. He's 10 pounds heavier than Brashard. But, and at that point I'm like, could Brashard do it? Well, I was looking, Brashard's only 10 pounds lighter than him. So I'm like, well, yeah, he can do it because he just runs with that downhill mentality for a smaller back, can definitely get on the edge, he can really catch the football, and then stylistically the offense as he fits. And so when he decided to transfer and wanted to come here, and we didn't really have a need at slot, kind of like we did at Miami, we just said, man, he's just too explosive of a talent. Let's see if he can play running back. And so far he can.
You said you didn't have a need at slot, but you also returned your top 3 running backs this year. So did you feel like you really needed him, and has the injury situation kind of made him more of a crucial part?
I don't. At the time, we weren't. Even when the first maybe 2 to 3 weeks he was in the port, we weren't going to take him. We're just like, we don't. To your point, we don't have a need. And it's like, well, he's an All-American kick returner, not a bad thing. We knew him. He wanted to come, and that's when it kind of formulated in my head, well, let's see if he can play running back. He could do either or. To your point, we had depth at both, but you never know how injuries go. But we made the commitment to him and told him, hey, when you're coming here, we're going to start you at running back in spring and see how that goes. And he's done a nice job picking it up.
What did you learn from your quarterbacks tonight, and was that rotation kind of more how you drew it up, I guess, rotating?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the way the game went, and, you know, they play a lot of cover 2 and keep everything in front of them. And then after we had a couple good drives kind of attacking that, they went to more of like a drop 8 cover 3. And so, again, they're just keeping everything in front, 5-6 man boxes kind of making you run the football. So we didn't get a lot of just, I think Preston threw 9, Kevin threw 14. But, yeah, we came into the game with the same approach. Preston's going to start. Kevin's going to take the 3rd and 4th series. We're going to go back to Preston. And then by the time I think we got back to Preston 5 or 6th drive, it was 28 or 35 to nothing. And so at that point, we just were going to let them both keep playing until, we felt we could turn it over to Keldrick. Kind of wanted to get to Keldrick quicker. But we didn't want to just mail it in. We wanted to practice starting in the second half because that's going to happen in every game the rest of the way. So we wanted to get both Preston and Kevin a drive in the second half, and so we did. But overall, I think they did a nice job executing the offense, doing what we needed to do, valuing the football, and I'll see the film and see what else kind of stands out.
How big was the defense getting the turnovers going in this one?
Yeah, it was huge. You know, we scored, and I believe Ahmad's interception was next. And then we score, and then Tank scores, you know, and then so it was good. I mean, not only to get the ball back a lot quicker because they're getting off the field quick, but the turnovers, short fields, even scoring. I mean, man, that changes a game very, very quickly, and it takes a lot of the pressure off everybody.
You've often talked about getting your team to play at a high level regardless of the opponent, and when you're up 5 touchdowns at halftime, what did you think of the way your team maintained its urgency and intensity and focus?
Yeah, I thought we played fine. I thought we played well in the second half. You know, we were able to go out. Our defense got a stop. We were able to go score. We got to stop and score, and then that kind of put it over with. But, the first quarter was great. It was a great start. The defense had a lot to do with that. At the second quarter, I do think we hit a lull. We had a couple penalties that hurt us. We let them score, and then we had to punt somewhere in there. So, and I did think we started when it got to 35-0. We started to really relax there for a minute. But they pulled out of it, and we just told them at halftime, we got to be a finishing team. We got to be able to start fast in the second half as well. We got to be disciplined. I think we had 2 penalties in the second half that weren't good, but we improved a little bit there. So, they did a nice job of finishing and not kind of letting their guard down.
What have you seen from Elijah Roberts so far, and just how teams are playing him, and be it 1 tackle, I think, in the first 2 games? What do y'all?
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't seen this film yet from a defensive standpoint, so I don't know what all did or didn't happen as much tonight. I mean, it's kind of sometimes those deals where you got like a lockdown corner, and you're like, well, man, he doesn't have any interceptions. Well, yeah, because nobody throws at him. And it could be sometimes that way, like, hey, the guy had a big year last year. They're going to slide their protection to him. They're going to put the back that way. They're going to run away from him, those things. But I don't know if that's the case yet. I thought last week, their plan was to run the ball, shrink the clock. They did until the last drive. It was never really a game where you could really get after the passer. Tonight, we did get after the passer a couple times, which was good. So I'm not worried about it. Like I said, he's going to get his when the time's right, and if not, he's opening it up for other guys.
Kind of off of that, how big is it for Jafari and Turbo to show that they can do it if they're going to double and leave them in one-on-ones?
It's big. We feel like we got a lot of depth there on the D-line, and we're going to need them all. And, the competition level is about to really raise its level on us. So it was good for those guys to kind of get that good feeling going tonight.
What was the first week like in Weber, and then what was the game atmosphere like for you guys?
Yeah, it's like you move into your house 2 weeks before you're supposed to, and so you're excited, and it's awesome, and it's been great. We've been operating out of here since Monday. The kids have loved it, but there's still a lot going on, so you're kind of sharing the space, and there's no issues with that. We loved every minute of this. This facility is incredible. We knew it was a game changer. We knew it was going to be everything we thought it would be and more for our players. It's exceeded all expectations. And then the crowd, I think it was a really good crowd for first home game, for this setting. And we're excited about the games to come. We got 3 straight home games against 3 big-time opponents. And at least from what I'm told, they're all pretty close to being sold out. So we're going to be excited. I thought our students were awesome. The students were there when we came out to start the game, and we appreciate that. Like, I get it, man. If I was in college, I'd want to hang out on the boulevard a long time too. Awesome for them to be there when the team ran out. They were loud. They were awesome, and we're really appreciative of that.
And how important was it to have a dominant showing like this and just get last week out and just come out and open up the new stadium situation?
Look, you're looking around the country. There's not as many games last week. You're looking tonight, and I've only seen a few scores, but it's hard to win in college football, right? Especially early in the season. People are trying to figure out who they are, and so a lot got made of last week. I think Nevada's going to have a good football team this year. It's only normal that a lot more gets made of our poor play early, not our great finish. If we'd have come out tonight and been real sluggish and not taking care of business, then yeah, I think there might have been cause for concern. We really weren't alarmed internally, and it was good for our guys to confirm that with how they came out, just very businesslike and started fast and took control of the game early.
Derek McFall had some nice runs tonight. How important is it for him to get these reps so early in his collegiate career?
It's awesome. When you have a game like this that you get the opportunity to play, especially with the new rule that freshmen can play 4 games and still redshirt, it's awesome for all those guys. A lot of guys got to play their first college snap tonight, which was really cool. But then, guys, you specifically asked about Derek McFall. Look, the running back room can get thin and small in a hurry. And so there's no question there's a chance we're going to need him this year. And so every rep and every snap he gets is valuable experience. He's gotten I've now played college football first snaps out of his system, and so now he can start to really improve.
And now seeing Kevin play in 2 games and get kind of a good chunk of playing time tonight, what steps forward have you seen him take from those last few games last season? He looks pretty confident.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, he's definitely confident, which he should be, right? The more and more you play. I think the biggest thing, he's valuing the football. You know, and he's an electric player who can make plays and and is aggressive, which we want him to be. I mean, you don't ever want to take a quarterback or a playmaker and take away their natural abilities to make plays. At the same time, we got to value the football, and I think in 2 games so far, he's shown his willingness when it's there to take it, and when it's not, to take off and run, throw it away, even whatever that may be, live to play another down, and so I think that's an area he's really improved.
And then for injuries, what was it like to see Chambly get in there, and then
Yeah.
Jalen Knighton,
Yeah, Jalen wasn't 100%. Could have gone, but we just chose to hold him. We dressed him, but we chose to hold him if we could, and we were able to. It was good to get Chambly in there. We got him in there pretty early. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Justin, but I think around 28 or 35, we got him in there. And, I haven't seen everything from him, but I know Coach Justice felt like he was moving good enough. And so, on one hand, we could have not played him, but he was healthy enough to play. So let's get him out there, get some rust off and whatnot, because, we're going to need him in the weeks to come. So that was good.
And kind of the new look offensive line, I mean, what did you see from them at least?
Yeah.
Just initial impressions.
And I don't think we had a sack tonight. I don't see it on here. But, I think we've done a nice job in pass pro. I mean, when you run for 369 yards, it really doesn't matter. I mean, that's hard to do. So I thought it was really good for their first outing together. We feel really good that that's the 5. If they stay healthy, that's the 5 with Chambly rotating at tackle, with Nate and Ben rotating in at guard. We think that 5 can get better and better. And so I feel good that that's where we'll stay, as long as we're able to.
High school, but not in college, so it was really good play. Very exciting moment for me, so glad I got to celebrate the guys.
Can you walk through how it unfolded?
I gave a mediocre rush. I seen Favre come across. The quarterback tried to step up in the pocket, so I'm trying to, come towards the quarterback as well. I seen Favre get a good hit, and I thought the ball was out, and then I was like, Favre probably landed on it, and then I seen it roll out, so I picked it up and tried to get in the end zone. So pretty cool play.
you have the safety last week, and then this play this week. How does it feel to be able to be kind of an instant impact player in your first couple games?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Just trying to do whatever to help the team.
Brashard, what has the transition been like for you moving over to running back? Has it felt natural, and how have you felt about your first 2 games here?
Yes, it feels natural. I label myself as a football player, so I just play football. That's it.
You obviously had a big game over 100, but as a team, you went 369. What was working in the running game so well tonight?
All our guys are just tough, physical, and just fast. So we just had to just let everyone know. First home game, so we just had to let everybody know. That's all.
The offensive line got mixed up a little bit this week compared to last week. As a running back, do you even notice when players are moved into different spots or swapped out like that?
No. I mean, yeah, I kind of do, but it's just you just gotta at running back, you just gotta find the hole and just gotta hit the hole and get yards, make plays.
Tank, tonight you got to see the depth of the defensive line. How important is it to get everybody in there and start getting that game action ahead of what's going to be a tough stretch?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough stretch coming up, and I feel like we're battle tested. I feel like we got a lot of guys in this game. Got to put a good film. I'll go back and work on it, but I feel like it showed that we have a lot of guys, and then you seen no change on the defensive line. So I feel like we got good depth, and just continue to prove.
Your first experience with club takeaway. What are your thoughts on that?
It was pretty cool. I watched Ahmad's, and so really that was really cool. It was my first time actually being here and seeing it. I seen a couple of videos when I was getting recruited, and then I didn't really know how to pop the bottle, so they kind of tried to talk me about it, but I didn't know how to twist it. But it's pretty cool, really cool experience.
How big is it for the defense to force 3 turnovers and just kind of be able to be a spark for the offense too?
Yeah, it's very big because we got a lot of versatile players on the offensive side of the ball, so we want to get on the ball as fast as possible, get off the field, get on the ball back, and being able to take it away is really, it gives us higher edge as a defense, and as a team, it's really a team. You know, it's a football team sport, so we just need to give our dynamic offense the ball back. So it's very good.
I guess, Bashard, does the offense kind of feel that when the defense is able to get a turnover, that you guys kind of have that energy going out with you guys then?
Yes, sir. It's definitely a bigger spark. Like we seeing a defense just annihilate the other team, and you just gotta coming in and you gotta do the same thing on the other side of the ball. So I feel like it definitely plays a big part.